All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about a no-fluff, actionable system designed to help you stop wasting time for good. So if you feel like you're constantly fighting distractions and you just can't seem to get organized, this is the blueprint you need.
Does this sound familiar? You wake up, you've got all these plans, you're going to be super productive, and then, boom, it's 10 p.m. You're exhausted and you're just sitting there wondering, where did all those hours go? Trust me, if you've ever felt that, you are definitely not alone. Because here's the crazy part. The average person, and that includes you and me, wastes somewhere between 6 and 8 hours every single day. Think about that. That's basically a full-time job's worth of time just gone. Poof, wasted on things that do absolutely nothing to get you closer to your goals.
Okay, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we're going to look at what this 8-hour gap really costs you. Then, we'll get into the science of why our brains love to get distracted. And finally, we'll walk through a step-by-step 3-phase plan to take all that time back. So, let's be clear. This isn't just about losing a few minutes here and there scrolling on your phone. We're talking about a massive chunk of your life. These lost hours add up, and they create a huge gap between the person you are and the person you want to become.
And check this out. This is where it gets really mind-blowing. In just a month and a half, you lose somewhere between 270 and 360 hours. Now, to put that into perspective, it takes about 250 hours of intense study to pass a major professional exam. You are literally throwing away enough time to learn a whole new skill, earn a certification, or make serious progress on a huge project, all from scratch.
But to fix the problem, you have to understand it first. We need to go from the what to the why. And here's the thing. This isn't just you feeling at willpower. Nope. There's a very real, very biological process happening inside your head every time you choose that distraction. So let's get one thing straight right now. Procrastination does not mean you're lazy. Not at all. It's actually a defense mechanism. Your brain is trying to protect you from uncomfortable feelings, like the fear of failing, or just feeling totally overwhelmed by a big task.
And here's the battle that's raging inside your skull. You've got your emotional brain, the amygdala, which is basically like a toddler. It sees a hard task, freaks out, and screams, "I want relief now!" And it finds that relief in a quick YouTube video or scrolling through social media. Meanwhile, your logical brain, the prefrontal cortex, the adult in the room, which is in charge of planning and focus, gets totally hijacked and shoved aside.
Okay, enough for the problem. Let's get to the solution. Phase 1 is all about building your foundation for success. The next 7 days are about one thing: breaking the cycle. We're going to establish some simple, non-negotiable habits that will starve your distractions and set the stage for real, deep work.
Here are your first 3 missions, your first 3 strategies. Number 1, a hard digital detox. Every night at 9 p.m., you delete the social media apps, and you use a timer for a strict 30-minute daily limit. That's it. Number 2, you have to fix your sleep. At 11 p.m., your phone goes on airplane mode, and you charge it somewhere that is not your bedroom. Wake up at 6:30 a.m. And number 3, you own the morning. Be at your desk ready to work by 8 a.m. sharp.
And this is what that looks like in practice. This isn't just a to-do list, it's a schedule. By giving every single hour of your day a job, you completely get rid of decision fatigue. You stop waking up and wondering, what should I do now? Instead, you're just executing a plan that's already been made. You go from being reactive to being proactive.
Awesome. So once you've got that foundation locked in, it's time to upgrade. It's time to install the high-performance software, if you will. These are the advanced systems and tools that are going to take you from just not wasting time to being truly, deeply productive.
Let's build out that toolkit. First, the Pomodoro technique. You work in short, intense focus bursts, say 25 or 50 minutes, then take a short break. It's a game changer for concentration. Second, active recall. Stop just rereading your notes. That's passive. You need to actively quiz yourself. Try to explain concepts out loud without looking. That's how you actually learn. Third, control your space. You need a dedicated phone-free zone for work. And finally, use AI the right way. Don't let it distract you. Make it your study partner. Use it to generate practice questions or simplify tough topics.
And never forget this. The people you see who are getting ahead, the ones who show up early and get things done, they're not necessarily smarter than you. They're not more talented. They have just built a system and they stick to it. Discipline is the engine. Talent is just the shiny paint job.
But look, a great plan means nothing if you don't actually do it. So this final phase is all about making sure you follow through. It's about building a system with real, actual consequences. This is what makes the whole thing stick.
especially on those days when you have zero motivation.
To make this serious, you need to make it official. You're going to create a behavioral contract with yourself. I'm talking about a written document. You spell out your exact goals, what you get if you succeed, and, most importantly, the penalties if you fail. This turns a vague wish into a concrete obligation.
And here's how you give that contract some serious teeth. You attach real costs to failure. You scroll social media outside your 30-minute window, boom, that's an immediate fine you have to pay, maybe to a political cause you can't stand. Rack up a few violations in a week, say goodbye to your weekend plans. This makes cheating on your goals painful, which forces you to think twice before you give in.
So your full accountability toolkit has 3 parts. First, you track yourself. Keep a simple daily scorecard. How disciplined were you today, on a scale of 1 to 10? Second, you get external pressure. You have to report your progress every day to a friend or a family member. And third, visual reminders. Plaster your goals and your schedule everywhere so you literally can't escape them.
So when you put it all together, this is the formula. It's that simple. Get to sleep early, get an early start, do your deep work without your phone, and review what you did in the evening. That equation, repeated day after day, is the path to excellence. It's not magic, it's just math.
And that really brings us to the final question, the only one that actually matters. The system is here. It works. But it only works if you commit to it. So the choice is yours. Are you ready to implement this framework and finally take back your day? Or are you going to keep being the person who wonders where the time went? What's it going to be?